If God is for us, then who the is against us? Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and they command the top. Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and they command the top. Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top. Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot. Buy back your block, real estate and stocks. Stack what you got, hold down your spot. Strike while you hot and think the man up top.
Conspiracy or not, strategize and plot.
Welcome to the Wealth Mindset with JD Garnier. You know, I'm at a point in my life right now where people basically pay me to solve their problems. So most of my day, I am either on the phone or in person or by some form of communication fixing problems. And the bigger problems you fix, the more money you make. And so I'm at a point in my life where on any given day, I'm solving problems from my office, solving problems at home, solving problems on the road. It really doesn't matter where I'm at. And so it gives me the power and control to control my life the way I want to. I can set my own schedule. If I want to take phone calls from my bedroom, I can do that. If I want to spend a day in an office, I can do that. If I want to take phone calls and close deals from a beach in Puerto Rico, I am completely able to do that. But it took time for me to get to that point because there's this book called Mastery by Robert Greene. If you have an opportunity, read it. And in his book, there's this thing that he calls flow. And flow is when you get to a point in your profession or in your business or in whatever it is that you're purposed to do, there is a point where things just start to come organically. Things start to happen naturally. You get in this flow where all of the study and the curriculum and the knowledge and the wisdom that you have learned becomes a part of you. And so now you are not only, or you don't only have access to knowledge and wisdom, you become that wisdom. And it starts to execute and manifest in every part of your life. And you get into this zone called flow, where everything just comes easy to you. And that doesn't matter if you are a business owner, if you are an executive, if you are a scientist, if you're a speaker, if you're a basketball player. Right? If you put in enough time, enough hours, if you commit enough of your time and energy and effort, you're going to get to that point. Right? And I played basketball at a collegiate level. I was a scholarship athlete. I was a team captain. And so I played at I don't want to say at an extremely high level, but a high enough level to know what it is to be committed. And I admire people like Steph Curry and just all of the professionals that dedicate their time, right? And after months and months and years of shooting 1,000 jump shots a day, right? The commitment of muscle memory, the commitment of blood and sweat and tears, the commitment of precision. At some point, that starts to come organically. And it's like everything you touch goes in the basket. You can't miss because you're in this state of flow where all of that energy and effort now just comes out without you having to think about it. And so I've experienced that phenomenon on the basketball court, but I've also experienced it now in my career where people pay me for my knowledge and my wisdom. People pay me for my ability to solve problems. They pay me for my ability to talk through issues and ideas and take them from point A to point B. And so now I can just come up with solutions like that. I know how to fix the problem without even thinking about it because I've done this so much. I have committed my life to this business that now it's just who I am. And I call it the ticket to success, right? In order for you to get to that point, there's certain things that you have to do to be in a position where whatever it is that you've chosen in life, it is who you are. And I call it the ticket to success. And the first thing you need with that ticket is time. There are no shortcuts. You have to put the time in. If you want to be considered an expert in your field, in your craft, in your profession, in your business, you got to put the time in. Malcolm Gladwell says it takes at least 10,000 hours after studying people who had achieved greatness in all types of industries and fields. The common theme is that the thing that made them great is something that they had committed a minimum of 10,000 hours to. Their knowledge, their understanding, their perfection of the craft, their energy, their focus. They've spent that time honing those skills to a point that it made them elite. It made them a craftsman. It gave them the ability to now create in the midst of whatever it is that they were doing. But you cannot put shortcuts on the time. You got to put the time in. If you want to be an athlete, you need to be in the gym. You cannot shortcut that. If you want to be a writer, you need to be writing every day. Whatever it is that you do, if you want to become a physician, you need to put the time in. There is no shortcut for the commitment of time, a minimum of 10,000 hours. You got to do it. I used to bring reading articles home every single day so that I could understand every single thing about every facet of my industry. So I could understand economics from all different perspectives. I would read research reports. I would read the prospectus. I would read different analysts' opinions. I would read economic books. I would read business books. I wanted to gain as much knowledge and information as possible so that I could be a master of my craft. If I was trying to work with a certain group or demographic, I would read books on understanding their problems and their needs, understanding how they viewed money from their perspective. And so you have to be willing to put in the time to commit yourself to whatever it is that you're trying to do. Time is essential. But the next thing that you need is intensity. You can't just go through the motions. You can't just say that you're working out just to work out, but you're not really putting in any effort. There's a big difference between running and jogging. There's a big difference between jogging and sprinting. The intensity of the motion. The more intense the effort, the more intense your concentration, the more intense your focus, the more you get out of it. If you go in the gym and work out for 30 minutes and you don't break a sweat and you don't feel any kind of pain, you just wasted 30 minutes. You didn't put your body through any type of intensity to force it to grow. The intensity is necessary for you to be able to expand and grow. You can't grow in a zone of comfort. Nothing grows in a zone of comfort. You got to have intensity. You got to feel the pain. Pain is a necessary part of progress. You have to take it to failure. The intensity has to be there. You have to take it to failure. You need intensity. You can't just be jogging. You can't just be going through the motions. You have to give all out effort. That's how you change your body. Within the course of a year and a half, I gained 20 pounds of muscle by intense workouts, committed over time. You got to push it to failure, because what happens is when you go to failure in whatever it is that you're doing, when you go to failure, you push your body to its absolute limit. And then what happens is it trains itself to handle that level of intensity in just a little bit more so that it doesn't tire as fast. And the next time you do that same workout, you can handle a little bit more because your body has strengthened. Your muscles have tightened. They have grown to handle that impact. And so the next time you do it, you take it to failure again, so that the next time you can do it a little bit more. And you create this process of intensity that is forcing growth. But you have to be intense. You cannot just go through the motions. So you need time. You need intensity. Next, you need concentration. You need focus. Most people are unfocused. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Most people are unfocused. They want to do 10 things at once. They want to start 3 businesses at once, right? They want to do all of these different things instead of focusing and mastering that one thing. You need to concentrate. I always say concentrate and then diversify. You got to concentrate all of your energy and all of your efforts into mastering that one thing. That one thing is going to allow you to demand more money for your time. And you take the money that you get from that one thing and invest in all of your other ideas, invest in all of your other plans. But you got to master that one thing first. You need to concentrate. Stop trying to do everything at once. Stop trying to focus on all of these priorities and master one. You have to be able to concentrate your efforts and energy on finishing one thing. You got 10 different things going on and you haven't completed one task. Concentrate. Your goals need your concentration. Your purpose needs your concentration. You have to concentrate. You got to focus. Master that one thing. You need time. You need intensity. You need concentration. And you need knowledge. You need knowledge. You have to always be seeking wisdom. You have to always be seeking to improvement, always be seeking answers, always be asking questions. You cannot be so comfortable and confident in what you know today, knowing that there's a whole world of things that you don't know. One of the things that I pray for all the time is understanding. God, give me wisdom and understanding so I can deal with and understand the things that's happening on earth. You need to always be seeking improvement. What you know today is not enough. It's only enough to get you where you are. But if you're going to go further, you're going to need to know more. I just said earlier, I used to take a reading list home every day. I still have a suitcase or briefcase full of articles that I bring home every single day because it's that important that my mind is continuously stimulated, that I'm introducing new ideas, new information, new things to myself so that I'm not stagnant. If you're not growing, you're dying. The most dangerous kind of water that we can be in is stagnant water. It's water that doesn't move. Because stagnant water is the only water that invites bacteria and fungus and all things negative because it is not in motion. And when we are not in motion, when we are not growing, when we are not expanding our minds, we are inviting things that are negative. We are inviting things that want to do us harm. And so you should always be seeking knowledge. That should always be a priority of yours. You're never satisfied. So you need time, you need intensity, you need concentration, you need knowledge, you need effort. Initiate. Most people sitting around waiting on something to happen. You got to initiate contact. You have to take initiative. You waiting on somebody to call you. You waiting on an opportunity to come to you. You need to make that phone call. You need to go out and find that opportunity. You need to initiate contact. I tell people, I don't care if you have zero talents and abilities and gifts. The one thing that we all have that can get us out of our condition is initiative. We all have the power to take the initiative. Take the initiative. Make the phone call, fill out the application, apply for the opportunity. Take the initiative to go after what you want. The worst thing that they could tell you is no. And you don't even need to take that personally. But you got to initiate contact. You can't sit around waiting for opportunities to call you. Nobody's going to call you and say, here goes my business. Here's my money. Nobody's going to call you. You need to make the phone call. You need to be out looking for the opportunity. You got to initiate contact. You have to give the effort. Otherwise, it's going to pass you by because somebody else going to get it. So you need time. You need intensity. You need concentration. You need knowledge. You need effort. And the last thing you need in the ticket to success is trust. You got to trust the process. You have to trust yourself. If you put in the work, if you do the things that I'm telling you, you have to trust in your abilities. The world doesn't know the work that you've put in. So all problems are going to come your way. All kinds of obstacles are going to try to stop you from getting the way you want. You have to trust the effort that you put in. When you do get that no, when things don't go your way, when you are rejected, you have to move forward with trust and confidence. You got to believe in who you are. The most important time to believe in yourself is not when things are going your way. It is when nothing is going your way, but still you maintain a resilience about yourself that allows you to keep moving forward. Even when you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel and it is pitch black, you have to trust that you are moving towards your purpose. Your actions determine your movement, not what you can see, not your vision. And you are performing those actions when you can't see anything. You don't see any results. You still working out. Man, my arms don't even look as big. You still working out. I don't see my abs yet. You still working out. Your actions determine your progress, even before you see the results. And then one day you're going to look up and you're going to be a whole different person. You're going to be a completely different person. Not just because you look different, not just because you put in the work, you will be different because you have become the work. You have become everything that you have been doing. And now it is a part of you. That is the ticket to success. That is how you change your life. That is how you put yourself in a position to call your own shots. If you do that, I promise you, you're going to recognize the fact that you are the wealth. I'll see y'all next time. Please support the channel. Like, subscribe, share everything that is the Wealth Mindset. JD Garnier Melonomics on all social platforms. I appreciate the love. I'll see y'all next time.